Naija, which way now?
Across Nigeria today, a devastating exodus is underway in universities, tech hubs, hospitals, and offices nationwide. Empty seats tell the story of a generation in flight. Nigeria's brightest minds, fresh graduates with dreams as vast as their potential, are packing their bags and heading for foreign shores in unprecedented numbers. The term Japa has become more than a slang. It is a movement, a desperate escape route for young Nigerians who see no future in the country that raised them. From software engineers to medical doctors to creatives, from accountants to teachers, the message is clear. Nigeria is failing its youth and they are voting with their feet. But this is not just about individual dreams deferred. This is about a nation hemorrhaging its most valuable resource, its most valuable assets, its human capital. When a country's young graduates choose foreign McDonald jobs over local professional careers, when brilliant minds would rather drive Uber in Toronto or New York City than build businesses in Lagos, something is fundamentally broken. For those born without wealthy families, the Nigerian dream has become a nightmare of insurmountable barriers. No family, wealth means no startup capital. No connections mean no job opportunities. No steady power supply means no reliable business environment. Power seems like the only rational choice. But is this mass exodus inevitable? Can Nigeria be transformed into a country that works for its young people? What would it take to turn the tide and make staying home not just possible but preferable? Today, we explore these critical questions with two young, aspiring, and bright Nigerians who represent different sides of this story. Their experience will shed light on the harsh realities really driving this exodus and the changes needed to build Nigeria where young people can thrive. In the studio with us are two two young Nigerians. First, I have Temi Salako. Temi is a young Nigerian who just finished his youth service in Lagos. He is a master of ceremony at a lot of Nigerian parties. And he has ventured into technology. He has acquired some certifications. He's planning to, change Nigeria by applying technology to theater arts and, the performing arts. I also have with me uh, Quadri Ayodele. Is currently on youth service in Lagos and has embraced making a living by himself. He has a mini poultry and also TikTok and YouTube channels. One of his TikTok channel videos on football went viral recently. So I welcome to my Better Niger, Temi and Quadri. Welcome to my Better Niger podcast.
We are glad to be here, sir.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
All right. Let's look at some statistics. Recent data paints a troubling picture of Nigeria's youth exodus. Canada issued over 22,000 study permits to Nigerians in 2022, representing a 300% increase. The UK saw a 600 percentage increase in Nigerian student visa applications between 2019 and 2022. Nigeria leads Africa in brain drain with an estimated 15,000 doctors having left Nigeria in the past decade. Youth unemployment in Nigeria stands above 30% compared to the global average of 15%. Over 70% of Nigerian graduates are underemployed, working jobs that do not match their qualifications. Nigeria loses an estimated $15 billion annually due to brain drain, according to World Bank estimates. So, the first question is this: talking about the Great Escape, Japa. And the first question goes to you, Temi. Have you ever thought about leaving Nigeria? And why are you still here in the country?
I've thought time and over of leaving the country, and I still am thinking about it. And very soon, I think I'll make plans towards it because the last two attempts had failed, and that is the last two attempts which failed is the reason why I'm still here. So I've thought about leaving the country. I've thought over time about what a better society, what a better environment can look like, and I want to actually experience that. So that is why I've always thought about leaving. Thank you.
All right. And why do you want to leave Nigeria? Tell me.
Oh well, like I said, I want to experience how a better society looks like. Two, police brutality. I have experienced that a number of times. I mean, should I say countless number of times? I've experienced that over time, and then not just because I dress good, but sometimes I think there was one time I was driving a Volvo 1992 model in 2023, and guess what? I still experience police brutality. It's a very old car. You'll think maybe it's one of the latest car that I never owned it anyway, but it's old car, and I still had to experience police brutality. That's that. Not that I wanted them or anything, but then they just had to flex their muscle, let me say. So police brutality, environment, and yes, ease of doing business. Ease of doing business is actually very poor in the country as I speak. So fine, the current administration is claiming that they are trying to improve on that, but that is going to take time, and especially the kind of niche that I'm getting into, which is technology, information technology. Um, the ease of doing business here is quite difficult. The government can sabotage with one policy, can sabotage that effort. Meanwhile, it is very, very encouraged in other parts of the world. That is another reason for wanting to leave.
Kadri, the same question over to you.
Yes, sir.
Have you ever thought about leaving Nigeria and why are you still in the country?
I have personally, I've never thought of leaving Nigeria because I currently run a mini business, obviously, but it is something that has potential to make me a billionaire someday. I see the potential in what I'm doing currently, other than leaving. I've never thought of leaving the country because I see a particular potential here that I don't see anywhere else in the world. The market is here, people are here, and obviously, a lot of policies have been making a lot of things difficult for the youth, obviously. But as time goes by, it will get better. I don't think there are greener pastures anywhere than here in Nigeria.
All right,
So,
that's a different perspective. But
yes,
thank you for that. So, what and back to you, Temi. What is driving the Japa movement in Nigeria? I think partly you answered that question with your own experience, but look at it globally. Talking to your friends and the people that you know. What are the factors causing the youth to think about leaving Nigeria?
Oh well, one of the factors that causes the youth to leave the country in large droves is because one, talking about career, career, everybody wants a stable job, let me say, but then your job determines your career path. So having a stable career path is what is just going to give you that pleasure of purpose, that sense of purpose. I mean, the fact that okay, you wake up, you know that you're a software. Yes, of course, you can get jobs, you get gigs on the side, and then you deliver, and then you feel fulfilled. You are satisfying. You are fulfilling purpose rather. So a lot of times people in Nigeria, especially the medical graduates, the nursing graduates, even microbiologists, they graduate in numbers year in, month in, month out. And all they have to just begin to think about is how to become a bank teller. I mean, especially microbiology graduates, how to become a bank teller, those that make cakes, to their alma mater to become lecturers. They education just because they want to go back to become lecturers. And the reason they want to become lecturers is because they believe out there is no hope for them as a microbiologist. Nobody's ready to pay people like them to, nobody's ready to fund people like them to get into research on whatever niche of microbiology that they studied, whatever is their major or whatever was their major in school. So a lot of times it's just about career path. It's just about career interest rather. One, two, the quality of the quality of life, the standard of living, as according a very large difference between those two. So that difference is what some people try to want to cover, which makes them leave the country. And also, Nigeria, yes, we are a very good. Nigeria, our people are very good. Those that are good, anyway. Some people are righteous, yes. Some that are, but at the same time, a lot of times, especially for some of us that are in information technology, where we try to look for jobs, especially outside the country, when the local employers or um, the local employers, like I'll say, they are not ready to pay much. We try to look for foreign who can actually get to pay us better. Now, in search of that, the year that you're from Nigeria, or the year that they get to know that you're living in Nigeria, and then they just blacklist you from those jobs. Even if it's a gig as small as creating a WordPress website, it's quite difficult. So everybody has to look for a way and means of survival. And that way and means of survival is the reason why many people are also leaving. So it's just about interest in career, interest in quality of life, interest in standard of living, and interest in quality. That is one of the reasons why I think people are leaving in droves. Thank you. That is
Thank
many
you,
of the reasons
Jamie.
why I think people. Thank you.
Yeah, that's many reasons. Thank you. And yes, I've heard about those who studied engineering in the university, working in HR departments of banks. I've heard about those who studied, very good courses and ending up just doing like customer service or doing like a receptionist in a hotel. And it's all over the place. What about you, Kadri? What apart from the factors enumerated by Jamie, do you have additional thoughts on why you think young people are desiring to leave Nigeria?
Yes, I also have my thoughts about that. I think the main issue why a lot of young people leave is the lack of adequate opportunities. Opportunities are quite limited for youth, and there's this idea put in a lot of youth's head that you have to strive before actually getting what you want. Whereas in a lot of countries around the world, it's not like that. You just have to do the right things. Now, we have gone to school. In some other countries, when you finish school, there is a certain amount of possibility that definitely at least 50%, if you are serious, you are going to make it. You are going to make it in life. But here in Nigeria, at less than 10% actually get the right opportunities to do like what they want. And the ability of the sound minds, actually, the people that actually have the brains to innovate and do things, don't even get the opportunity to like available to them to make those innovations. So it's quite bad, like a lot of things. That's what is making a lot of people feel like they need to leave. The opportunities are quite limited. The pay for people that for somebody that has gone to school throughout ASU strike and stuff for staying in school for like 7 years, and you tell me you just want to pay me a particular amount that's very, very bad for somebody that is a fresh graduate trying to just build life. So the main reason why people want to leave is lack of adequate opportunities. The opportunities here are quite low in different sectors, and funding, you never get funds from anywhere here currently. It's quite bad in Nigeria. You never get funds from anywhere. That's my own idea about it, because a lot of youths have the ideas, they are innovative, they know something, they know how to do it, but the opportunities are not just there.
And that leads me to the next question, and that question is still for you, Kadri. You talked about opportunities. Some people have opportunities. I know some young people just travel in and out of the country and all that, which leads to the inequality factor. Not everybody can expect to get a job at the Central Bank of Nigeria. Not everybody can expect to get a job at NNPC or the Federal Ministry of Foreign Affairs. All those juicy jobs in Abuja, they are not for everyone. How do you think family background determines your future in Nigeria?
Yeah,
How strong is
the family background determines your future 80%. There's a reason why, because I've seen examples of people. Recently, there's this particular issue that, like a post that just came up by Mr. Easy that got married to Otedola's daughter. He said that he got funds from his uncle, borrowed him 19 million naira years ago, and the particular business he used that 19 million naira to do actually failed. So obviously he got the funds, but the business failed, and he still got somebody else to help him again. Different from the fact that he actually got the opportunity to actually get somebody that can help from his family. There are some people that have the innovative mindset to create something, to build something, to start something, but they will never get even 500,000 naira from a family member to do anything. Definitely here in Nigeria, you are not meant to depend on anybody. As long as you have gotten to a particular age, you just have to look for a job, start something, and start building your life from there. But at a particular point, the family determines a lot about your future in Nigeria, because the opportunities here are limited. If you get somebody to help you, one in a million people will get somebody to actually help you to a point that, yes, you know you are fulfilled. At least we've also seen the richest man in Africa, which is Aliko Dangote. He also got help from an uncle to build his business to the state he is today. The people that are where they are today had one family member or the other. I mean, Africans had one family member or the other to give them the extra push, to push them to the point of, okay, go, are you great? Try and be great. And they actually showed that yes, they could do things. Though they had a lot of things that failed, but the opportunity to actually get a family member to help. What about the people that don't even have families close to them? What about the people that don't even have people that can say they need something? They can't even ask for anything from their family member. So I'm innovative. I would say I'm innovative, but can I get the funding from the family? I would say not that much. But can some set of people get the funding from their family? Even as the fact that they are not as innovative as I am, but they will get the funding and they will even pass my stage of innovation because they got the funding and they improved themselves. So that's my theory about the family background. 80% has to do with your family. The 20% left has to do with you. Are you serious? Will you stick to it? Will it go bad and you go back into it? How are you going to manage yourself when somebody is ready to stay behind you? So family background matters a lot in
family
life.
background matters a lot. Great. Yeah, that's a lot that you threw in there, Kadri. And Temi, do you agree with Kadri? To what extent do you have additional take on the point about how you know your family background really determines what the outcome is for you in Nigeria?
Well, at the broad level, let's say throughout the world, you can't have a Jack Ma son seeking employment in your facility, and then you won't want to you won't want to offer him a job, even if it's
Obviously.
to create a new position. So when you now roll back to the world billionaires of today, the Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, Bill Gates, Walmart, except maybe for Starbucks, uh, a lot of them had family background push. So bringing it down to Nigeria, yes, your family has to have a name, they have to have the fund, they have to be able to push you. to get things done, especially for yourself, to make a name out for yourself. So family background matters a lot when seeking employment in Nigeria. On upon hearing the name Fashola, take for example, especially in Lagos here, or let me say Tinubu. Tinubu is very popular. Upon hearing the name Tinubu, you would definitely want to give that person employment in your facility. So we've not talked about maybe other popular names like uh, uh, the what was it called, like that. So whenever people hear names of names of families rather, they want to give them employment in that facility because they believe that they are giving someone reputable the job. So family background actually does matter a lot. Yes, even when you want to get into business, Mr. Kodri mentioned Mr. Easy, which is like the latest news in town now. He got 19 million at the age of 19 as far back as 2010 or 2014. And guess what? The diesel business he got into messed up. That was around when oil price crashed. So what am I trying to say? What I'm trying to say is yes, family background does matter. Yes, at the end of the day, but it's the onus is still on you. Can you do it? Yes, you can do it. Okay, good. Your family will help you out. Even if it's not to even if it's not to push you in business, they will push you in whatever it is that you want to get onto. Take for example, manufacturing, wholesaling and retailing, uh, importing or exporting. Yeah, yes, it does.
Yeah, it does. I agree with you. Family background always matters anywhere in the world. But what I think is that it matters a lot more than it should in Nigeria. Because at least if there is rule of law, there is a level field of play for a lot of people, like in getting government jobs, bank jobs. There are rules about just apply, take an exam if necessary, and you'll be fairly considered. In Nigeria, a lot of times for those ministries, foreign affairs, a lot of people don't even know when or how they hire. A lot of young people cannot even apply. I was reading the other day that they were asking some central bank workers to move from Abuja to Lagos, and because they were from wealthy families, they kicked against it. How come we have the children of all those rich people working in the central bank? And can you just be a young graduate who knows nobody and get a job in Central Bank of Nigeria? That's the big question. And that's the question that our young people should be asking themselves. Can you get a job? Can you apply to NNPC and get a job there based on your own qualifications without anyone pushing for you, without anyone giving you reference to the group managing director of NNPC? And that is what makes a good nation. That is what makes a difference. That is what Nigeria is not guaranteeing to its youth. But that's a topic for another day. All right. Thank you so much, Kadri and Temi. This has been an exciting discussion. Today, we've examined the devastating impact of Nigeria's youth exodus to the eyes of two young Nigerians. The Japa movement isn't just a trend, it's a symptom of deeper structural failures that threaten Nigeria's future. When a nation's youth see living as their only path to success, it is time for serious soul searching and transformational action. We hope the government is listening to the voices of these, aspiring young people. But change is possible, as they said. We should always believe that change is possible. Other nations have successfully retained and attracted young talent through deliberate policies and systemic reforms. Nigeria has the resources and potential to do the same, but only if there is political will to address root causes rather than symptoms. To our listeners, whether you are contemplating your own Japa journey or working to build something meaningful in Nigeria, your voice matters in this conversation. The future of our nation depends on honest discussions about these challenges and collective action towards finding solutions to them. Temi Salako, and Kadri Ayodele. We are very, very grateful for your time today. Thanks for joining My Better Niger. Until the next time, keep fighting for the Nigeria that we all deserve.
My brother, life money no dey, oil sef e no dey. Which kind leaders we get for dis country?